This is going to be a documentary series on our journey, of which should hopefully end, or at least right now, we're planning on ending in Italy. But right now, our journey is focused on Albania. So why Albania? Well, let me first off start by telling you here on how many of us there are. There's my wife and us and myself. And then we have 2 sons right now that one for sure heading over in January with me. And then another one, our youngest son, is 17. He'll be graduating next year from high school here in the States. And so they're going to stay behind. He'll stay behind with my wife until next summer when he graduates. So now, why Albania? Albania is because, one, it's the easiest, it seems, for us to get into. As U.S. citizens, the understanding I have is that we can still, I believe this changed briefly, but it's my understanding it's changed back, is that you can apply or tour there, stay there as a visitor for up to a year on a U.S. passport, visa-free. That being the case, visa-free, it's a lot less paperwork. It's a lot less headache. And that's very appealing. 2, a couple of folks I've been watching on YouTube, Patrick from Fort Worth, commented on a few of your things, man. That is, you're right down the road from me. I'm 3 hours from there. And so it's been very intriguing. And as a veteran myself, thank you for your service, and appreciate that you're able to go and with your wife and y'all are able to enjoy. So keep pumping out the videos. You're letting me learn some things as I'm preparing. Jay and Sarah from Canada watched your videos as well. I believe you're in Montenegro now. So, but I definitely enjoyed your videos at Saranda and your trips around the country. It's been very enlightening and very informative. And so between you two, Jay and Sarah and Patrick, you doing your videos as well, those have been very, very educational and inspirational for me and my family as we prepare over the next 6 months to get ready to travel. So thank you for that. There are some questions that I do have, though, regarding Albania. First off, healthcare is a big thing, a big question. And Patrick, I watched your video on this, and so I appreciate the information, but I'm still left with a couple of questions. My oldest son, has Huntington's disease. It is considered a terminal illness and obviously a pre-existing condition. Now, both of us are actually veterans, and I'm very impressed that as veterans, our VA disabilities will continue to pay while we're over there. That is our pension, though. So that is my first question. If our VA disability pay will be allowed to qualify, in my case, being 45 years old, I wanted to know if it would qualify as a pension for a retirement visa over there, and then my son being able to live with me either under a family reunification visa or not. I'm not sure. Now, we're in the process of him getting his VA rating changed because, for whatever reason, maybe it's the Army. And Patrick, you understand, Air Force guy, I mean, being a Navy guy, these guys, Army, I'd never send anybody to the Army. They just never seem to take care of their own, it seems. You have to fight on it. But they rated him at a 10%. And his 10%, to me, that was appalling. So we actually just got another reevaluation done. We're in the process of doing a C&P exam. Those veterans out there would know that that's the exam we have to do to have him reevaluated by the military. But we had him evaluated outside the military, and are using that as the crux of this reevaluation. And based on the advice we got the other day from a VA coach, a claims coach, was that he likely could be looking at 100% disability rating because of his HD. That'd be huge. But because of his age, I don't know if that's considered available for retirement visa. I'm concerned a little bit, honestly, about his health care, whether or not that would be a concern for him being able to come over there. I don't know if they would welcome that, because everything I hear is that predominantly in the European countries that they don't want us coming over and being a burden, and he would not be a burden. He would actually be able to pay. He'd actually make more money than most people in Albania based on his VA disability. So we're not sure about that. If anyone's able to help me out with that, that'd be great. Another question I have is healthcare coverage. We have to have healthcare coverage before we travel next year. And I'm not looking for travel insurance to go country to country to country to country right now. What I'm looking for is healthcare coverage, global healthcare coverage. I've checked, and the most promising so far has been Geo Blue. Believe they're affiliated with Blue Cross Blue Shield. But the deductible they gave us, quoted me the other day, was $750. Now, that does include having coverage for my family that's left behind in the States for up to 6 months, I believe it was, which I need. But that's $750 a month. So if I have to go that route, then I understand and I will do that. But if there's anything out there that would be more competitive and still provide the care and coverage, that'd be great. Third question I have. Currently we have 4 dogs because we're suckers for rescuing dogs. And we have 3 acres here where we live now. And so we have plenty of room for them to get out and roam. We're in the country, and that's been great. But I don't know if we can bring all of them with us. 2 of them are small. One's like a Chiweenie, a fat little Chiweenie dog, and the other's a Yorkie. Those are our 2 small ones. And our 2 bigger ones, one's a full-blooded German Shepherd, and one looks to be a Catahoula Cur and Shepherd mix. The German Shepherd is actually going through training right now to become a service dog for my son with HD. So there's those nuances there that we have to take into consideration. But can I bring all 4 of them with me? If not, I have to make accommodations. And finally, obviously, I plan on staying in Albania for probably at least the first year. And we may decide to stay. I'm not sure. But we are pursuing, because my wife has a path for it, and thus her son's, Italian citizenship, where we'd be dual citizens. She has a great-grandfather that has come from Palermo, Italy in the early 1900s, right at the turn of the century. And because of that, we are pursuing dual citizenship. Why? Well, because Italy has one of the best healthcare systems in the world, and with my son having HD, that's important to me. And quite frankly, it's expensive to have healthcare coverage here in the States. Insurance is running, even through my employer, is over $400 a month for my family. And that is crazy. After insurance, with the specialist team for his care, every time we go 4 hours down the road to Houston to go see that specialist team, it's costing us about $500. About $320 on the visit, plus about $100 plus for gas, food, and all that for our trip, because it's all day round trip. That's adding up. So it's my understanding that with their Italian citizenship being granted, which it's just a matter of gathering docs, that once they obtain citizenship, he'll have access to the healthcare system and be able to, from what I see online, is that they have Huntington's disease clinics that are specially designed for those that have that condition there, because they are a country that has a pretty good percentage of their population compared to the rest of the world that has HD. So that is part of what we're looking at. And my understanding is even if we stay in Albania, we can go take a ferry across and go visit the doctors there. So I'm looking forward to that being the case. Plus, being veterans, they have the program where we will be applying soon, both me and him, so that our pre-existing or our service-connected conditions will be able to see doctors over there and get reimbursed for the cost of our coverage, health coverage there. That's a benefit that we have. So there's a lot of things I got to do in the next 6 months, but those are some questions. If anyone's able to answer those, I would greatly welcome that, and especially be able to point me in the direction where the literature is so I can learn, but also I would love to be an advocate to help others learn as well. But that's the plan. I got just over 6 months. We're looking right after Christmas. I want to stay here, be able to cash out my vacation with the company that I work for now. That would help put some money towards that, get my VA disabilities, both mine and my son's, both reevaluated so that we can get them elevated as a little bit more before we go to get them where they need to be. And then be able to, and he's also got an SSDI case, but I'm not sure if that's going to continue to be done, because if they elevate him to 100% up from the VA, I'm thinking that'll disqualify him from SSDI. But either way, I mean, that would be a pretty substantial amount between the two of us moving over there, funds-wise. if the VA disabilities cannot be counted towards for retirement visa, my next question would be an attorney to talk to about the idea. I do run a nonprofit here, and I'm wondering if I might could open a branch there that would also be beneficial to helping us obtain residency in Albania. So there's a couple of different paths I'm looking at that I could do, because I would love to be able to actually run a business or start a business over there, and I don't like to sit idle. I'd like to be able to be up, moving, creating jobs, doing something, because I think Albania, coming out of the communist era, is ripe for success for anyone that has a heart to want to do it and to help elevate the cost of living, or the cost of living for others that live there. Because, man, I know we get paid over here, but to see, when I did the retirement visa, $13,000 a year is what the income level is to meet minimum standards. $13,000, that's it? That's crazy to me. That wouldn't even pay but three months worth of bills, it seems, here in the States. It's ridiculous here. So if they need $13,000 a year to meet minimum income standards, it seems, or somewhere in that ballpark, how could you not create a business and hire some folks there and give them a better quality of life? Unbelievable. But that's kind of the thoughts we have. Anyone has questions, comments, or whatever, please hit that like button, share button, and leave a comment or leave a question. I welcome it. And I hope those of you that are already there, I hope to see you in the next few months. Take care, guys.